to speed. The fight. You're on your own. Not anymore with Init Esports.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another wonderful round of Screen to Speed brought to you by Init Esports and partner with AK Esports as well. We're back for another exciting women's filled round of Screen to Speed. Let's take a look at the highlights from last week and see what happened.
Up at the top, Sarah Dove uncharacteristically 6/10 behind at the start, but that's going to change immediately as with cold brakes and cold tires. Sophie Hooflar,
as we see a little bit of shenanigans now from Geisler and Ryan further back. It's going to be side by side coming through the chicane, but no longer as Ryan gets the move done and dusted in front of Geisler.
For what is going to be awaiting her, the checkered flag for race 1. Sarah Dove is your race 1 winner for Screen to Speed here at Snetterton. And we are racing, and immediately we're going to go 4 abreast down to the first corner. What could possibly go wrong? Sarah Dove side by side with Christina Ryan up at the front as well. It's Sophie Hooflar with a nose ahead right now, but contact is the apex as Katrina Geisler, I think, gets taken out along with Jess Visser.
Under the brakes, but not under the braking here as we go door to door between Christina Ryan and Sophie Hooflar. And a little deep there for Christina Ryan, but can she keep up the momentum to defend back Sophie Hooflar? And the momentum on Christina Ryan here and now. The 714 trying to go for the lead of the race even with a little look at the stamp and ascend. She'll have it signed, sealed, and delivered until Ryan gives her a little touch there. And now Ryan's into the lead of the race.
It's going to be the move now from Sophie Hooflar onto Olivia Krasnowska down to the inside, and Krasnowska didn't really look like she was too thrilled in defending that position. Trying to battle it out for second, and Christina Ryan maybe under pressure for first, but that's a brilliant little send from Sophie as she finds herself up into second. This, though, is an effort and a half for Sophie Hooflar, and I think she's finally claimed the inside line, at least temporarily. Is it enough? It's a little deep for Christina. She has to slow at the apex, and there's contact as Sophie Hooflar gives her the bumper. Ryan made her first victory at Tsukuba. Is this going to be the one? It's going to be Sophie Hooflar from the back, takes Sarah Dove out. That allows Katrina Geisler into third. This is going to be the victory, the checkered flag awaiting her for Event 5 of Screen to Speed. And she takes it with authority. Christina Ryan, take a bow.
How could we forget all the exciting moments of MX5 Fight Night here with Screen to Speed? The ladies provided us with an exciting time at Snetterton last time we were running. The 4-wide drama coming down in towards turn 1. Sarah Dove's climb back onto the podium and then tumbling back down and having to do the work all over again. It was drama and action-packed from green to checkered flag, and we're here to bring it to you, provided by AK Esports. Let's take a look at the event format coming up, because this is an excellent and potentially chaotic combination. The FF1600 has no aerodynamic wings, limited power, narrow-treaded tires, and very little protection from contact. While Oran Park's Grand Prix layout is narrow, technical, and undulating. It's packed with corners where the car becomes light and even unsettled. For the Screen to Speed round, oh my goodness, it's going to be 2 15-minute sprint races on Oran Park's Grand Prix circuit. And the format, it's going to be important to get qualifying right, the starts right, and immediate aggression, because the drivers have little time to recover from any mistake that they make. We want to thank our partners over at Regadget for their title sponsorship so much. If you're interested in getting the Phoenix bundle, they have affordable PCs available at your disposal. Get discounts when you use code INIT at checkout, ranging from anywhere from the low-budget PCs to high-end gaming PCs to power iRacing, Helldivers, or various other games throughout and through simulators. Check out none other than Regadget Gaming. Also, if you're interested in recycling or refurbishing your old computer, check out Regadget Gaming's recycling program, where they can take your old computer, refurbish the goods and the parts inside, and house it inside of a new PC. Let's also thank our other sponsors, including Esports Edge, Roku, eClutch, and AK Esports UK, for their sponsorship and patronage within it Esports. Without them, we wouldn't be live on all the channels that we are live on. And give us a shout out in the chat if you are watching us live now or in the future. With that being said, we're ready for qualifying results. Let's take a look at what the women have provided us here for Oran Park Screen to Speeds round. Let's go Sarah Dove, Jessica Wester, Katarina Geiser, Olivia Krasnowska, Sophie Hufflar, Annalise Riot, and Jacqueline Harper Grubb. The 7 ladies taking to the grid tonight. It's going to be an exciting one, and various countries represented throughout this field as well. We have these Ray FF1600s. At a glance, let's look at these. 110 to 115 horsepower, 1.6 liter Ford Kent engine, 4-speed manual H-pattern gearbox. So no floppy paddles, no sequential gearboxes being allowed. So we will have to be using some auto blipping if that's a allowed feature for the drivers today, or drivers will have to be using a clutch pedal. The third pedal on our pedal set that we typically never use if you're in GT machinery. Tubular steel frame, chassis, and approximately 1,000 pounds. That's without the driver inserted into it. Treaded Avon racing tires, no front or rear aerodynamic wings, and of course, we have open wheels and exposed suspension. What does this mean for the drivers? Well, if you go wheel to wheel and we have a little bit of undulations, we could be in for a challenge and some drivers could go airborne. Here we go, ready for the race start, and we anticipate the green lights to be taking place at any given moment as the drivers rev their engines. Here are the lights, waiting for them to become illuminated, and when they go out, it's time to go racing. Green, 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 and that's a great start there at the beginning for Sarah Dove on the inside line, Jessica Wesser on the outside line, but it'll be Krasnowska and Katarina Geiser getting the best runs round the outside. That is a 3-wide situation gone right this time round, except it goes wrong for Geiser at turn number 2. Holy Toledo, she couldn't keep it calm, cool, and collected through the high-speed section there. Resuming the racetrack and back in battle with Sophie Hufflar right up ahead in 5th place. Back up to the battle for the lead. Jessica Wesser is 8/10 back as we go through the light sections of the racetrack. You can see the drivers get a little loose, as we would say in NASCAR terms. The cars definitely are not tight, meaning we're not getting as much oversteer as we'd expect. You're getting that oversteer only when the car gets light, really, through those apexes or through those crests and corners. And here's another one where we're going to see the drivers get a little loose on entry. Coming through the final corner, nose to tail between Jessica Wesser and Olivia Krasnowska. The battle for the podium right now rests between the duo. First lap underway at this point in time. These cars, you really have to carry the momentum coming through corner number 1, leading into 2, because these cars really don't have enough horsepower to have the giddy up and go to rapidly rebuild lost speed. Drivers must focus on maintaining minimum corner speed and maximizing their exit. Speaking of, here's the battle between Sophie Hufflar and Annalise Riot. Sophia Hufflar caught in the middle just like Malcolm between the battle between Olivia Krasnowska and Annalise Riot. Geisler behind, looking at Riot to the inside line, coming through the crest. It'll be a move to the inside, and that'll send Riot to the dirt, and the kitty litter picked up at the corner's exit will send Riot about 1.2 back. Let's get a replay of what happened on lap 1. Here's the situation coming into the first corner. It was a good look at the stamp and ascend, but then a couple of wheels dipped off into the grass will send the breaking point just completely awry for Geisler. Olivia Krasnowska still locked in battle, or locked in arms with Wesser up the road. It's going to be a steep climb for the podium, but Sarah Dove really is showing her stripes right now with a 1.5 second gap currently. She continues to charge up the field and does a great job of commanding this run right now. Sarah Dove driving that 177. Hopefully to victory lane tonight, but we know the pressure is mounting from the drivers all around her as well. One small mistake, one small fault could ruin her run quick, fast, in a hurry. And we've seen drivers make critical mistakes all on their own before. Not that we're hopeful that it will happen, but just that it's a possibility, because anything can happen in motorsports, and it typically does. Sophie Hufflar here chasing down Olivia Krasnowska up the road. Krasnowska driving the 899. And we have a varying skill level as well amongst these ladies. As far as I rating is concerned, these women range from, 1,300 to 3.5K rating. So if you're ever interested in joining the Screen to Speed movement, go ahead and check us out at esports.gg, or go ahead and scan the QR code on the bottom right-hand side of your screen right now to get involved. All women's championship, of course. So if you identify as a female, you are welcome to participate to our Screen to Speed movement. Check that out. New fast lap pumped out from Katharina Geisler. Last time by, that number 32, a 109.986. That is quite a bit faster than the cars in front. She's going to catch this battle pack up ahead. And then the conversation becomes, what do you do when the opportunities don't quite present themselves? How do you force one to become a thing? Do you go for a move to the inside line? Do you try to sell a dummy? How do you keep your momentum up to not lose it on the attack? Sophie Hufflar trying to make that determination right now on Olivia Krasnowska. The 714 and the 899 both up one position right now. Here's a beautiful shot of us coming up the hill through turns 10 and 11. Before we get to turn 12, the inside line is ajar from Krasnowska, and Sophie Hufflar invites herself to sit right down and make herself a plate. Here we go, and it's going to be a drag all the way down to corner number 1. Oh my goodness, Katharina Geisler might get involved in this one as well. She has a lick of the stamp and ascend to the inside line, but hopefully doesn't repeat what we saw earlier. And there's a spin from Hufflar at the end of turn number 2. She gets on the brakes, the pressure was mounting, and she couldn't keep it together. Katharina Geisler now gains 2 positions on that charge, finds herself sitting pretty on a podium charge as she continues to put in fast lap after fast lap. What can she do from P3? Nearly half of the race is behind us at this point in time, meaning we'll run a full 12 laps during this heat. Krasnowska, though, staying within spitting distance of Katrina Geisler for that podium. Sarah Dove, a 1:10.331, isn't going to put together her fastest lap of the race, but it will be fast enough to keep the field behind her for now. Big asterisk over the for now portion of that conversation. Katrina Geisler was steep in battle that last time by. Let's get a replay of that overtake and see what it looked like from Katharina's point of view. Coming out of the final corner, she squared this one up. She saw the drag race taking place, and she had to pick a line. Which one was she going to favor? She quickly moved to the outside line, then to the inside line. Late under braking. How did she avoid the spinning car in front from Sophie Hufflar? Narrowly, just narrowly avoiding the incident with precision and grace. Oh boy, oh boy. Just when you thought things were going to settle down, folks, things become a little bit spicier once more. That gap that was sitting a little closer to 2 seconds now sits closer to 1 second. Katrina Geisler getting closer to Jessica Wesser up the road by just 1.1 seconds. Now below that, as she gains nearly a half a second through Sector 1. Unbelievable confidence through those first 2 corners where it is so tricky to get it right. We saw drivers get it wrong many times. Even Geisler getting it wrong herself on the opening lap. Now, she's made the mistake. She knows where the limit is. She's backed off 10%, and she's been pushing it to the absolute limit. She can square up these overtakes at turn 1 and turn 2, but will she get one done on her counterpart is the question. Lap traffic coming up as well, and we all know the common saying in racing, traffic giveth, traffic taketh away, and there's an incident from Sarah Dove. No, coming out of the final corner. We called it earlier on in the race. If Sarah Dove was going to have the pressure mounting, building, and could she hold on? The answer ends up being no. Katrina Geisler, Jessica Wesser, wheel to wheel going through the first corner. Settled going through corner number 2, though. Geisler leads Wesser. Now further back, Sarah Dove tries to recover, but chases down Hufflar for P4. Holy Toledo, as I said just moments ago, things were calming down. Not so yet. As we all catch our breath, let's go through the order. So it's Katrina Geisler, Jessica Wesser, leading by only nearly half a second. Olivia Krasnowska finds herself on a podium once more time, separated by half a second there from Jessica Wesser. But the trio separated by a blanket of 1.2 seconds. Sophie Hufflar locked in battle with Sarah Dove right now, separated by yet another half-second battle. Annalise Riot back 2 seconds from this battle, and Jacqueline Harper Grubb is sitting back, completing this lap just now. Here's a replay of the Sarah Dove incident. Let's see how this one got squared up coming into the final corner. We said the cars were going to get loose through this final section, and there it is. And thankfully, she didn't hit the wall, and she was able to avoid getting hit by any of the passing cars. Here we go, and let's keep the battle going with Sophie Hufflar as she gains the speed coming out of the final corner. Sophie is able to gain the speed and momentum to get by the slow dragging car of Sarah Dove. Whoa, no, I believe that'll be Grubb going off. That leaves the battle between Olivia Krasnowska and Jessica Wesser. to figure that one out on the racetrack. Avoiding the off car and the lap traffic was a bit of a debacle to resolve, but now that it has been resolved, the drivers are free and clear to duke it out coming out of turn 12. Olivia Krasnowska doesn't look to the inside line, sits back and waits for an opportunity to strike. Is it at the exit of turn 2? She punches the loud pedal, gets it gripped up, but doesn't get the traction that she needs and deserves to get by Wesser. On board now with Krasnowska, the 899. Just beautiful sounding cars. It's much different than what we typically hear. Oh, what a set from Krasnowska, but maybe that's just how you got to get the time out of these machines. A little bit of send, a little loss of traction. That's how you get the speed, and there it is, almost nearly into the gearbox of Wesser up ahead, coming through 12. Now the drag down to 1 and 2 begins. Harper Grubb having a big incident, thus resulting in a meatball flag. That'll send them back to pit lane, unfortunately, to end their run for this stint. Time flies when you're having fun. We're just into the last minute and a half of this event, folks. That means we've got this lap potentially and one more. Leaving us with just a handful of opportunities to get moves done for Krasnowska. How does she square this one up? She dials it back a little bit and gives Wesser a little bit of breathing room. Perhaps that's how the pressure mounts all on its own. Let them make the mistakes. Last lap time there on your screen, 1:10.4, 7, 8, 3. Dove catching, but it's not nearly enough on going on to the final couple of laps. Take a look at Barney the flag man. Does he carry the white flag for us as we drive by him? There's Barney the flag man on the right hand side of your screen, waving it high and proud for Katrina Geisler, Jessica Wesser, Olivia Krasnowska, your provisional podium. Krasnowska looking for P2 though. That silver medal looking a lot better than the bronze one at the end of the day. But we know that the drivers are going to leave it fair and square going on to the final lap of battling. Sophia Hufflar having another mistake coming through 2, resumes the racetrack. Quick replay of what happened here, coming through 1, sends it out into the dirt, and then a lockup of the brakes. And it's just the right side's locking up, and then the left side's doing the same at the end of the day. Here we go. Katrina Geisler has commanded the field, not since the word go, but put up a great fight of consistency, grit, and determination. She's going to take the checkered flag from our friend Barney the flag man tonight and take the win for heat number 1. Jessica Wesser in P2, Krasnowska in P3. Dove's going to bring it home with the fastest lap of the event in P4. Annalise Riot in P5. Sophia Hufflar in P6. And Harper Grubb at the end of the day will cross the line in 7th place as well. Want to give a big shout out and thanks to everybody watching live now or in the future, giving your support to everybody involved here at the Screen to Speed movement. Thank you very much, and do not forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to get notifications for when we go live next. If you're watching here on Esports Edge, we're going to go to a quick advertisement, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. What a race we just witnessed, folks. The battles between Sarah Dove, Katrina Geisler, Jessica Wesser, Olivia Krasnowska, Annalise Riot, Sophia Hufflar, and even Jacqueline Harper Grubb getting involved with a little bit of action at the end of the night as well. It just was an action-packed event from green to checkered flag, and we have another event coming up in just a few moments, folks. So if you're involved, if you're staying tuned, make sure you don't go anywhere. We have a lot more action coming up, folks, in just a few minutes time. So what does it take for these ladies to get around this tricky track here in New South Wales, Australia? It was a track length of 1.628 miles or 2.62 kilometers. I still don't know what a kilometer is. A track that's steeped in history, opened in 1962. The Grand Prix layout with 12 corners. It's famous for its figure 8 design and its crossover bridge. It was closed in 2010, but remains one of Australia's most memorable circuits to date. The drivers had cars that moved around beneath them, had cars that were momentum driven, and had weight transfer that mattered enormously. They were able to contend with those challenges and get the checkered flag with style, grace, and precision. Oran, right now, we'd like to invite people to join us for another one of our partner events. It'll be Team America. Our Team America Talent Scout event is partnered by the Global Esports Federation, where you can gain recognition to the Global Esports Federation's pathway to a nation's recognition event. So if you're interested in getting involved in more than just esports racing with your friends, league racing in general, come check out the Team America Talent Scout and get your resume for your sim racing career. Let's go ahead and take a look at our race 1 results here in just a moment and take a look at who came out on top and who came runner-up for the end of heat number 1. Katharina Geisler came home with a big W at the end of the night, and Jessica Wesser in P2. 1.3 seconds back, Krasnowska kept it really tight and hectic with a half-second gap back to Geisler in the 22. Tara Dove fell from Grace in P1 down to P4. Annalise Riot came home in 5th. Sophia Hufflar in 6th. Jacqueline Harper Grubb came home in 7th. Over to our NASCAR events. We have an amazing season schedule that has just been announced, folks. Come and join us for our NASCAR Truck Series starting on August 1st. It's at none other than Daytona for 100 laps of truck racing. We, of course, are going to have no stage breaks, no competition cautions, no nothing. It's going to be green to checkered flag, and of course, it's going to be broadcasted here on Init Esports and AK Esports partnership as well. So if you want to get involved, join us. Sign up on initesports.gg. Signups are live now. One of my favorite things to do is watch those trucks go around in circles. And it's funny because I think when I talked to Mike Noss, a fan favorite of the stream as well, we were never really NASCAR folks until we got into it. No pun intended within it. But once we did, we became addicted to the sensation that is NASCAR. The trucks provide amazing close wheel-to-wheel action, and we get grids packed with drivers week after week. And it's just an amazing finish. Some of our finishes have been under half a second between the 3 drivers. We'd love to see you get involved. Scan that QR code in the bottom right-hand side of your screen and join us for our NASCAR events coming soon on August 1st. Right around the corner from today, actually. Just about 2 weeks now. Macus, welcome in the Twitch chat. Thank you very much for your love and support, Macus Hagman. Always love your support here, sir. hopefully we'll see you in an exciting to be announced series coming up very, very soon. I won't spill the details just yet, but we do have a very exciting GT round series that you might be interested in, Marcus Hagman. I won't spill the beans just yet, but there will be a calendar announcement coming out very shortly about the exciting events that we have coming up with Innit Esports. Many more things on the horizon. And if you want to get involved with Innit Esports, you want to get involved in admin, you want to get involved in broadcasting, you want to get involved in race direction, come and join us here at Innit Esports. Join the conversation first and get to know us as well. Marcus Hagman saying he's already signed up to trucks. That's great to see, Marcus. Again, thank you very much for that love and support. Every single event we put on that you're eligible for, we always know that we can count on you. Let's talk about what makes Oran Park a little bit more challenging than most circuits. It's some of the elevation changes, some of the blind crests, the narrow race surface, the awkward cambers, and the curbs that unsettle these lightweight Formula cars. The track continually asks the drivers to choose between attacking your current corner and preparing for your next one. Let's get ready for heat number 2. This is going to be our feature race tonight. We're ready for the drivers to take the green flag. They're beaming with anticipation. So am I. Let's wait for the drivers to rev their engines as we get rearing and ready to go. Here for another 15-minute race at Oran Park in Australia. Lights are on. And it's green, green, green here for heat number 2. For the screen to speed moving. And the women take off like rocket ships. Katharina Geisler, Olivia Krasnowska, Jessica Wester, Sarah Dove, Annalise Wright, Sophia Hufflar, and Harper Grubb in the background. Everybody going wheel to wheel through corner number 1 and 2 right now. Settling down on exit of 2 right now. Black flag penalty for Sophia Hufflar, provisionally for that race start potentially. We'll have to take a look at what happened there at the end of before the end of the night. Krasnowska trying to make hay while the sun is shining right now. Half a second back from Katharina Geisler, who put in continued fast lap after fast lap during heat number 1. Sarah Dove, Sophie Hufflar locked in arms right now between the duo. Excuse me, the Quattro locked in arms right now. Led by Krasnowska, Sarah Dove definitely caught in the middle between everybody. Katharina Geisler using so much of the track that the timing screen thought she was going down pit road. Pulls out the fast lap of the race. Obviously, because we've only done 1 lap around the racetrack, but still, nonetheless, the fast lap of the race is held by Katharina Geisler. Look at this train of rays. The FF1600 and their limited power means the drivers have to carry as much speed as they possibly can. Because let's get a replay of that race start and see if we can catch if Sophie Hufflar did actually jump the start or not. Oh, and she definitely jumped the start there. Oh, man. Oh, goodness gracious. And it sounds like things have gone from bad to worse with a spin to boot. So black flag penalty and a spin. Oh, goodness. It's gone worse for the driver from Wales right now. Battle up ahead between Wesser and Sarah Dove, but we'll get a quick look at this replay now. Coming through, this is going to be corner number 9. Oh, goodness gracious. Gets a couple wheels off, dipped into the dirty parts of the track, and that'll send her around. Sarah Dove and Jessica Wesser. Here comes the battle between the duo for the podium position. The last of the podium spots as Geisler is taken off. Wow, 1.5 second gap. Again, another fast lap. I know we're only 3 laps into this, but she might want to dial it back a percentage or 2 on this opening run. We're only a few laps into this, and she might be burning up her tires a little too early. Look at the tread on these things. Or I should say, the non-existent tread on these things. You're going to generate a lot of heat very quickly if you're scrubbing the tires. And I hope to pray that Krasnowska and Sarah Dove are not scrubbing their tires as they almost go no to gearbox. As Krasnowska had a little bit of a wiggle, Dove trying to carry her momentum through, had a car blocking that momentum and drive that she was carrying. Jessica Wesser having to check up in all that commotion. I don't know how that didn't turn into a debacle. 4:45 under our belts now. The drivers cross the line for the 4th time of asking. Head on to lap 5. Geisler again pulls out another fast lap. She is shutting the door on this conversation of who's going to be crowned the victor tonight. The train of the trio. So Harper Grubb having an incident going off track will lose a position to Sophie Hufflar in the background, but we'll stay locked in with the battle right here because I have a feeling like this boils over in just a few moments. Coming out of 6, the drivers keep it clean through 7, the hook of 8 onto turn 9, and the chicane of turn 10 and 11. But the car gets light and airborne even, and compresses at the bottom of the hill before we get to turn 12. The front straight in turn 1, the run towards turn 1 is one of the first major opportunities to use the draft because of the limited power. Olivia Krasnowska is going to succumb to that draft from Sarah Dove. Krasnowska isn't going to hold back any punches though, but gets a little squirrely whirly on exit. Has to keep it underneath her. Whoa, no, big incident behind. And that's Sophie Hufflar having a big one. That sends her to the back of the pack, unfortunately. Annalise Ryan has gone up to this battle pack as well. She is just 3/10 back from Jessica Wesser and Krasnowska. Sophie Hufflar is able to get around Harper Grubb on her recovery drive tonight. Personal fast lap coming out from Sarah Dove, 1:10.312. It's not fast enough to make up 4 seconds over 15 minutes, but it doesn't matter because wheel to wheel go Wesser and Krasnowska. for the podium all the way through 1 and 2. Annalise Riot watches and waits in the wings, but there goes a wheel-to-wheel contact moment. Does the driver go off? Yes, Jessica Wester does. Takes the run off road, rejoins the track, and it's gonna take out Riot. Oh no. And just like a Swiss Army knife, opens up that Ray FF like a can of tuna. Wesser and Riot both getting meatball flags on that occasion. Because the Ray FF1600 or 1600, excuse me, has limited power and is relatively large aerodynamic wake for its performance level. A trailing driver can gain meaningful speed in the toe, as we saw Sarah Dove do. But the braking zone is not infinitely long, and the corner quickly becomes a technical portion of the lap. Here comes a little battle with traffic for Geisler as she's able to get around Harper Grubb. Let's get a replay of what happened here all the way from turn 1 and turn 2. The battle raged on. The trio looking for opportunities in too deep, as this is how the battle begun. And Jessica Wesser rejoins the racetrack, and just I can't decipher if she is just sight unseen or what on the rejoin. It had to have been obviously never intentional, but I think just the radar was too far away to see that Annalise Riot was there. So the driver on the outside we saw maybe squeezed or forced onto the dirty racing line of the track, but a driver attacking from too far back had the potential to lock her front tire and slide into the car ahead. We saw a little bit of sliding go around, turn 6, a little bit at turn 5, but not too much at turn number 1 until you get to the braking zone of corner number 2. After the opening corner, the circuit really starts to tighten and develop a rhythm. The fastest approach is not necessarily to maximize every individual apex. As drivers drive around by themselves, drivers must place the car correctly for the following change of direction also, as one corner leads into the next. Going into the final 5 minutes of this event, we're going to keep our eye on the drivers, and if they're taking too much curb, if they're pushing the front end too early by getting on throttle too soon, if they're having rear end movement after a sharp lift. We are seeing Jessica Wesser back out on the racetrack. Hats off to her for keeping her composure and having the grit to get back out there. Sarah Dove almost having a moment coming through turn 2 as she had a little bit of a wiggle, as we talked about, that rear end movement after that sharp lift. We have seen battles that force drivers away from the ideal line, both on entry and on exit. So side-by-side racing can cost competitors significant time. And that's what brought Annalise Riot into the mix on that last big one. Of course, Oran Park is one of the amazing tracks that has a unique figure 8 character. It's one of its unique visual signatures. And the bridge also gives you a glimpse of the signature elevation change here at the park. And Jacqueline Harper Grubb having a little bit of a mistake coming through section 3 and the final corner, but able to get it spun back around in the right direction. Harper Grubb Being a newcomer to the series, we welcome her with open arms and thank her very much for her support and participation to the Screen to Speed movement. Get a replay of what happened here to Sarah Dove. Sarah coming in through turn 1. Looks all right, and then it's going to have a nice drift through turn 2 and get it planted before pointing it back on the right direction. So we've seen mistakes from the field now, and this is what we were talking about just moments ago. We're keeping our eye on the field still because drivers can potentially make mistakes, especially in these fast commitment sections. The areas of Oran Park where the Ray rewards confidence in a minimal lift rather than heavy braking. There's a big distinction there between braking and just a lift. Battle for P5 is Jessica Wesser, who resumed the racetrack behind the field and has Harper Grubb locked in her crosshairs. Going on to the final 2 laps of the race, Barney is holding back the white flag this time by. Our beloved friend Barney the Flagman, always with us here at AK Esports and in it. We thank him for his love and support as well. But here comes the move on Jessica Wesser on Harper Grubb to the inside at turn number 6. A little lick of the stamp and ascend is all she needed, and she carries the speed to P5. Katharina Geisler takes the white flag here on the last lap at Oran Park. Barney's going to hold the checker next time by for us, our traveling flagman. Big shout out and thanks to all of our admins here at Init Esports that keep our events going. Thank you so much to everybody from our event managers and organizers to our staff behind the scenes, including Tom Bryant. Katharina Geisler is going to take the checkered flag after a couple more corners left to go. She took the win for heat number 1. She's going to take the win for heat number 2. It wasn't easy. I bet she's drenched in sweat. We'll talk to her in just a few moments and hear about her drive to victory lane. Katharina Geisler with the victory here for Screen to Speed at Oran Park. Sarah Dove with a recovery to P2. Krasnowska with another podium to P3. Sophie Hufflar in P4. Wesser will bring it home in P5. And Harper Grubb in P6. Annalise Riot finishing things off in the pit lane from P7. We'll let Katharina Geisler go ahead and burn it down. She deserves every bit of those burnouts as Hufflar will cross the line in front of Harper Grubb, who's a lap down at the end of the night. What an amazing event, folks. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you very much for staying tuned. We're going to take a break here on Esports Edge. If you're watching on that platform, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back, folks. Wow, oh wow. If Heat 1 promised to deliver, Heat 2 did deliver all the action that we missed out on. From the green flag to the checkered, we had drivers battling for position. Katharina Geisler, Sarah Dove with the chase. Krasnowska, was she going to make out with a podium or not? Jessica Wesser tumbling down the order. Sophie Hufflar making critical mistakes all on her own. It was just a undulation of position changes throughout the grid, and it was unsure who was going to come out on top in either of our heats this evening. Still at Oran Park, we had the drivers to contend with the downhill braking areas where signs of trouble were elapsing. Rear wheels beginning to wander under braking, the sudden snap where drivers were turning in, inside front locking, and drivers missing the apex because they braked too late, and car rotating beyond the intended angle. We saw that too. So a lot of drivers really challenged their skills and their talent tonight, but they were able to master these tricky Formula cars and overcome their insecurities. It's amazing to step out of your comfort zone and try something different. And if you like what you see, make sure you get involved with Innit Esports. If you like what you see on screen, sign up, get involved. If you identify as a woman, welcome to our Screen to Speed movement, where it's our all-women's championship, where we'll be running week after week, race after race. Scan that QR code on the bottom right-hand side of your screen to get inserted into our Screen to Speed movement, our all-women's championship. Let's go ahead and take a look at the provisional results, of course. Taking the win tonight, it will be Katharina Geisler, taking the win by 7.2 seconds in dominance. And then Sarah Dove trailed behind, but trying to recover from a slip, trip, and fall in heat number 1. Olivia Krasnowska with a double trouble tonight in P3. Sophie Hufflar in 4th. Jessica Wester with a little bit of trouble herself came home in 5th. Jacqueline Harper Grubb trailed in 6th. Annalise Riot finished in pit lane in 7th position. What an event that we just saw. As I was describing, the climbs, the falls, the slips, the trips, and the rises between the drivers really did set the stage for people to really showcase what they were made of tonight. The drivers able to determine what they wanted to do, if they wanted to attack, if they wanted to sit back and relax, or if they waited for an opportunity to present themselves for them to go after it wheel to wheel. A lot of challenges for the drivers tonight, but nothing was insurmountable for them to overcome. We're getting ready for our driver interview, so make sure you don't go anywhere, folks. And I will give one ask of everybody tonight. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to get notifications or when we go live next across all of our platforms, whether you're watching on Innit Esports, Twitch, YouTube, or AK Esports as well. We appreciate you being here and giving love to our Screen to Speed movement with Innit Esports. And as I said earlier, if you like what you see, if you want to get involved in our Team America Talent Scout or our Screen to Speed events, check out InnitEsports.gg. And it sounds like we have our drivers ready to be interviewed. So with that being said, let's step into the interview room. Let's go ahead and talk to Olivia Krasnowska first, who came home in P3. Olivia, how does it feel to participate in an event like this and come home with another fantastic podium?
Yeah, I'm really happy at the outcome of today. I didn't get as much practice as I would have liked before the event. I've, to be honest, maybe about 5 laps before today. As you can see by a lot of the cars, the Formula Fords go really slippy in the corners, so it's been something having to tussle with that. Yeah, I'm really happy at how this has turned out.
It looked like it was a great time out there. Talk to us about some of those battles that you had, those wheel-to-wheel moments, and walk us through which one of those could have been your highlight tonight.
I think race 1, I think both of the races I've managed to get a really good jump on the other cars, especially going into turn 1, but I think maybe it's not enough confidence to continue through with the corners. Sarah is incredibly quick, so holding her up, I was very happy to do. I expected her to get past me a lot sooner.
No, that was an amazing battle, but it is a thing. It is a car of confidence, and especially going through corners 1 and 2. You described it perfectly, Olivia. Is there anybody you'd like to shout out or anybody you'd like to thank here in the podium?
Yeah, I'd like to thank, obviously, Phoenix Sim Racing. It's the team that I race with. They've done a lot of coaching and help with me over the past year. And I'd like to say thank you again to my Uncle Doogie for all of the help he does with my 2-liter hot rod.
That's amazing. Thank you very much for joining us, and thank you very much for supporting Innit Esports by participating tonight. Have a great night, and as always, make sure you stay safe out there. Up next, we'll drag in Sarah Dove, who came home in P2 at the end of the night. We'll bring Sarah Dove into the AK Esports broadcast booth and ask her some grilling questions about her race. Sarah, how does it feel to be on the podium tonight and in victory lane in Australia?
It's good. It's good. Thank you. Even with the issues I was having, I made a mistake in race 1, and then in race 2, my chair was moving underneath me while braking, so that also led to another mistake again. It could have been better, but it was still fun.
Despite having those challenges, despite having the challenges of the car track combo as well, Oran Park, these lightweight machines, momentum based vehicles, how were you able to negotiate the car track combo, and what was one of the biggest difficulties that you had to overcome?
It was fairly difficult because of the way the car handles under braking and turning. So turn 1, I think you saw a lot of people making mistakes there.
Yeah.
I think when they designed the track, they were like, just rubbing their hands like, "How we'll get them with this." It'd be really annoying. Just put a corner here. No, it's good fun though. It's a good track for these cars, and for these cars, lower power cars, but also for the supercars, it's really fun. Somehow, I think just because of all of the elevation change and the off-camber corners, and you can't see where you're going. It's a really good experience.
It looked like a lot of fun out there, especially with a tight grid of drivers like we had this evening. Now, here on the podium, is there anybody you'd like to shout out or anybody you'd like to thank, Sarah?
And thank you all for hosting this again. It's been good fun.
Thank you very much for your love and support, Sarah. Really appreciate you continuing to join us here at Screen to Speed and within Esports. Thank you very much. Have a great night. And as always, stay safe out there.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you. Last but not least, we've got Katharina Geisler to talk to, and we'll talk to her about how she commanded the field and took the back-to-back wins. Katharina, how did you overcome the challenges tonight?
Hello, everyone. Yeah, it was a tough one. I think I was a bit lucky because I was the one with the least mistakes today, so that got me in front. I somehow survived.
Definitely. It was a battle of mistakes, to say the least, this evening, and you had to have clean air, though, to get those fast laps that you were pumping in. You were looking at low 110s early on in the stint, while Sarah Dove didn't get down to the 109s till later on in the race. How were you able to get that pace, and how were you able to pull away from the rest of the field both times?
Yeah, in the first race, I just thought, okay, I moved up, I missed the first corner, so I got to the back, and then I thought, okay, now just push, and yeah, I don't know, I somehow got through. And in the second race, to be honest, in the second race, I just got, tried to drive safely, to be honest, just to manage the position. But somehow it was quick. I don't know.
It worked out well for you in the end. At the end of the day, is there anybody you'd like to shout out or anybody you'd like to thank, Katharina?
Yeah. I want to thank Init for setting it up and Screen to Speed for this awesome season. It was really, really, really fun, and I hope we see all the girls in the next season too. So yeah, and as well, thanks to Jessie. I think she did a great job today, and we keep those others behind me, even though it was a little bit unlucky. But yeah, thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a great night, and as always, stay safe out there. Goodbye for now.
Thank you. Bye.
Oh man, what an exciting event. What a thrill, and what a great pleasure it was to talk to all the drivers tonight. From Katharina Geiser, Sarah Dove, and Olivia Krasnowska, they all were able to give us a little bit of insight and a taste of what it was like to be in the driver's seat tonight. To deal with the challenges of the car track combo, to deal with the challenges of your rig failing beneath you. What is it like to be a driver here with Screen to Speed? Well, they'll tell you here. Every single time we go racing, we're live on Init Esports. Want to give a big shout out and thanks to everybody watching live now or in the future. Thank you very much for joining us. We're taking a quick break on the Esports Edge platform. If you're interested in joining us, we have tons of programs available. We have our Team America Talent Scout event as well. That will be starting up here very, very soon. If you're interested in joining us for our Screen to Speed movement or all women's championship, we have that starting up as well. Scan that QR code in the bottom right-hand side of your screen to get inserted into our all women's championship here with Screen to Speed. It's what you just saw. And if you like what you see, it's as easy as scanning that QR code, signing the registration, joining us on the racetrack next time on the iRacing platform. And we had an amazing race tonight filled with action. 2 heats where drivers ran wide, missed shifts, drivers touching the grass, getting loose over the crest. What else could we have asked for? Even a jump start to boot. What else could we have asked for this evening? It was just an amazing thrill, despite having a lower turnout than expected of drivers. The drivers we did have stayed tight and kept the field very, very hectic this evening. We have more challenges for the drivers coming up along the horizon, but those announcements, well, are just teasers for now. What we do have coming up for you in the future is going to be our NASCAR event. If you're interested in NASCAR truck racing, stay tuned for that announcement and the schedule coming up just around the corner. Scan that QR code to get sent over to our registration page, where registration is live. Races start on August 1st, where we go racing 100 laps at Daytona. Calendar for our 2026 NASCAR Truck Series, where we're going to head from Daytona to Homestead, Miami. 100 laps at Daytona. Then we head over to Charlotte, Indy, Bristol, Texas, Watkins Glen, Vegas, Talladega, and then Homestead, Miami. We're racing pretty much every single weekend here with Init Esports. Join us for the NASCAR Truck Series, running every other week with Init Esports. And it's going to be broadcast live in partnership with AK Esports. Thank you very much to our partners over at Regadget. If you're looking for a PC, whether it be a budget-friendly PC or laptop or a high-end gaming PC to replace the hunk of junk you've got laying around, look no further than contacting Regadget Gaming for all of your PC needs and accessories. Regadget Gaming has you covered. Look out for their Phoenix bundle, which includes a 3060, a 32-inch wide monitor, accessories to boot, mouse, keyboard, out the door for $1,500. Look at Init Esports' code INIT to get a discount at checkout. Scan that QR code to get sent over to regadget.com. Want to give our gratitude and thanks to everybody who joined us live now or in the future. Thank you very much for your love and support. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to get notifications for when we go live next, folks. We have plenty of racing action every single week here at Init Esports, and I want to give my thanks to everybody behind the scenes, from our team here at AK Esports to those at Esports Edge. Thank you so much for your support here tonight. With that, folks, thank you very much for staying tuned. Thank you very much for being here. Have a great night. And as always, make sure you stay safe out there.